This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Welcome into you on this Wednesday. I'm Rebecca Smith.
And I'm Bill Bryant. It's great to have you with us here on Wednesday, January 13th. Just in, those sailors have been freed that were being held in Iran. We want to get that to you this morning.
Now at 6 a.m., a young man's dead after being shot outside a Lexington fast food restaurant. We're live with details on the city's latest murder.
Also this morning, a fire shuts down a stretch of I-64 in central Kentucky for several hours. We'll update you on that.
And the Kentucky Lottery giving away Powerball tickets ahead of tonight's drawing.
And we're looking at those temperatures outside, single digits in teens this morning. It is downright cold. We're at 7 degrees Florence, 9 there in Frankfort. Get into your afternoon at 27. We'll talk about a big warm-up in the upcoming days in just a few minutes.
All right, there is a lot going on early. Let's get to the news.
Yeah, new on WKYT this morning, we've learned a young man shot outside a Lexington McDonald's has died.
This is the fourth homicide in Lexington already this year. The shooting happened last night in the parking lot of the fast food restaurant on Russell Cave Road. Again, 4 times. This has already happened in 2016, less than 2 weeks into the new year. WKYT's Mark Barber is live this morning with the latest on the investigation. Mark?
Good morning, Bill, and I want to start by laying out a timeline for you of how everything played out in this murder case. So police say that the man who was shot, 23-year-old Timothy Brown Jr., he was shot multiple times here about 9:30 last night. He was then taken to the hospital, and we then heard from the coroner about 3 hours later, so about 12:30 this morning, and at that point the coroner said that that young man had died. Now, police were called to the McDonald's here at the intersection of Russell Cave and New Circle Road around 9:30 last night after several fast food employees, they reported hearing several gunshots, and then they say they saw a vehicle speed off. Investigators tell us that that vehicle ran into a tree. Rescue crews, when they got here, they say that they found Brown in the driver's seat of that vehicle, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was then taken to UK hospital in critical condition, and again, the coroner says shortly after that, he was pronounced dead. Now, this morning, police are still trying to figure out why he was shot and who shot him. They say they're still working to find new information in this, or even hoping for surveillance video at some point. Now, something else that will likely be of interest to officers this morning is the fact that the night before Brown was murdered, a vehicle that was in the drive-thru of this McDonald's, it was shot. At the time, investigators thought that perhaps it was damaged by a pellet gun. Now, investigators for us this morning have not said whether those two cases are connected. Of course, that is something that we are continuing to ask police about, and if we get any updates, any new information there, we'll bring you the very latest right here on WKYT and on our website, WKYT.com. Live in Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. This is happening all too often, obviously, for the police. Our time this morning is 6:03, and we are tracking a traffic alert this morning. I-64 is now back open after a semi-fire. All eastbound lanes of I-64 were shut down at the 61-mile marker. That is between Midway and Frankfort for a time. Police say the cab of the semi caught fire around 2:30 this morning. No one was hurt, and the trailer was empty, but police had to shut down the eastbound lanes of the interstate for a couple of hours. Again, all lanes are back open this morning.
Well, we are off to another really cold start this morning. Some homeless shelters say the single-digit temperatures are really putting a strain on their resources. The Hope Center in Lexington normally takes in about 200 people overnight, but an extra 50 are there because of the cold. The Hope Center is asking for toiletries. The Catholic Action Center asking for blankets and long johns. In Winchester, the Beacon of Hope shelter is serving up hot meals and has dozens of warm beds for anyone in need. The shelter has been open for about a year now. Volunteers say no one will be turned away.
A memorial fund that was set up in honor for a fallen Kentucky State Police trooper has received a major donation. Trooper Cameron Ponder was shot and killed during a traffic stop last year. A $2,500 check was presented to his family last night for the Cameron Ponder Memorial Fund. The check was presented at a ceremony at Ponder's alma mater, which is North Hardin High School.
He loved his friends and his school, and it means everything to us to be here. Hopefully he can inspire other young people in the community to strive to be, the type of man that he was.
Telmate donated the money. That company donates $5,000 to the families of each fallen police officer across the country. Well, President Obama will be traveling out to Omaha and Baton Rouge today, one day after delivering his final State of the Union address.
The president touted his past achievements and struck an optimistic tone for the future. South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley won praise for the Republican rebuttal, in which she seemed to challenge the divisive rhetoric of GOP presidential frontrunner Donald Trump. Well, among those in the audience last night was Rowan County Clerk Kim Davis. She spent 5 days in jail for defying federal court orders and refusing to license same-sex marriage. Issue licenses, I should say, for same-sex couples. Coming up at 6:30, we'll have a report from Washington about how Davis got a ticket to the State of the Union address.
And while many Democrats characterized the speech as inspirational, Republican presidential candidates are criticizing the president this morning, and Kentucky U.S. Senator Rand Paul was one of them. He skipped last night's State of the Union address and posted his own response on Twitter.
Tonight we heard the president tell us the State of the Union, and what we saw was a leader with a record of failure in search of any meaningful, positive legacy.
Senator Paul, who is running for re-election to his seat and for the White House at the same time, will not be in tomorrow night's GOP presidential debate, and that has been a source of controversy. His campaign was invited to the lower tier debate, but he says that if it's that, he won't be there at all.
Yes, he's spoken.
Well, the largest lottery jackpot in the world is up for grabs tonight.
The Powerball jackpot has just swelled to $1.5 billion. If you don't have a ticket, you can get one for free actually today.
Some places, right?
Yeah. Michelle Chamberlain is live in Nicholasville for us to explain. Good morning.
Yeah, Kentucky lottery officials are giving away 1,500 free Powerball tickets for tonight's big $1.5 billion drawing. And they're giving away these tickets across the state, and right here at this Kroger and Brandon Crossing in Nicholasville, they'll be giving out tickets as well. 375 to be exact, and that'll happen today at 2 o'clock. It's first come, first serve. Whoever gets in line first will be able to get one of these free tickets. You'll also be able to take a picture with the actual check. You know, the Powerball checks they write out. You'll get a picture with that check that hopefully somebody will be winning tonight, but you never know. That drawing will be tonight at 10:59. Now, they're giving away these tickets as a thank you because of the number of people buying tickets across the state. Total sales just for Saturday night's drawing in Kentucky were close to $11 million. Now, the $1.5 billion jackpot is a new world record for any lottery jackpot game. The cash option for tonight's drawing is $930 million, and you can expect those numbers to just go up as we approach tonight's drawing. Now, tonight's drawing will be the 20th drawing since the last jackpot was hit on November 4th. Now, these free tickets will be, like I said, first come, first serve. They'll be here at 2 o'clock at this Kroger and Brandon Crossing in Nicholasville. Tonight's drawing's at 10:59. You can buy your tickets until 10 o'clock tonight, and you can see tonight's drawing live right here on WKYT. Live in Nicholasville, Michelle Chamberlain, WKYT.
I know we were saying this Saturday, but somebody just has to hit it tonight, wouldn't you think?
You would
with this
think.
Frenzy?
And the question over, how much do you spend on these lottery tickets? I mean, some experts say that your odds are just as good as you spend for one ticket versus 100 tickets. So
some may just have one chance. Others are laying some money out there. So we'll see what happens. Our time this morning is 6:08.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Here roughly 6 o'clock in the morning, we're talking temperatures there in the single digits northbound, teens southbound. It's not a good feel. Add a little wind to that, and we're just below that 0 mark for wind chill in northern Kentucky. We're at 6 degrees right now in Cynthiana and Harrison County. Then go up 68 into Carlisle, holding on to single digits. Go southbound, 25 for 21, 27, 127, you name it, anywhere you're going this morning. Yeah, full blast on that heat. We're at 14 degrees right now in Danville. And that's what you're going to have to do this morning. There's not a lot of frost there on the windshield, but there is some. So you might have to scrape that before you take off, too. That might have to add a few extra minutes to that early morning commute. 11 degrees this morning to kick off. Then we head into the afternoon, right around lunchtime. Planning to go out to lunch? You're not going to be sitting outside, I promise you that. 24 degrees. At least we'll have some sunshine. That'll help us out a little bit. 27 degrees by the afternoon. That is our afternoon high, and nowhere near where we typically are this time of year. Very frigid conditions, but at least we're staying dry. At least we're having some sunshine. Big temperature swing tomorrow, and what I mean by that is today northwest winds, tomorrow southwest. That is a big factor when we go off into winter, and tomorrow we'll be seeing about a 20-degree temperature swing from today. That means we'll be in the 40s tomorrow. Maybe even some 50s as we slide toward Friday as our next system gets a little bit closer to us. On Friday, we're looking for rain Friday night into Saturday. Here comes another chance of snow. And this person right here, Norma Rogers, saying, time to go on a cruise. Well, you know what? You got more snow chances there for the weekend, Norma, so get ready for that. But I'm with you, man. It wasn't a bad snow yesterday. You know, you got some bursts here and there. Somebody trying out their snowboards out in Fleming County, and that's a pretty cool shot. That's Bryce and Blake Bradley. That's from Jill. Jill's the mom. 2 kids in there, there's 2 sons. You gotta love that. That's pretty cool right there. Not all that bad. All right, let's check out our 7-day forecast, and here's what we're gonna be expecting. We're gonna be expecting temperatures today in the 20s. Then we get into the next couple of days, and we'll be holding on to those 40s there in the forecast, which will be a nice little temperature swing. Then you can see Friday into Saturday. That's when things start to change. Big shot at temperatures there on Monday into Tuesday of next week. Single digits start off with everybody. We have some this morning, but for everybody next week.
Get ready for that.
That's right.
Each morning we bring you weather and traffic together. Here's a look at what's happening out on the roads.
Good morning. Well, we get to start off with no wrecks. That's the great news. Of course, things are quiet right now on the interstate and the circle so far. Get a live look outside, and we'll give an idea of what's happening as far as traffic flow is concerned this morning. We can see everybody's on the way in, mostly in the green, which is great news. That's what we want to see. No major issues to deal with right there. Nicholasville Road's still a little slow coming up on the circle. Now, as far as our drive times go, right now, things are pretty normal. So we get a look across the Clays Ferry Bridge coming in from Madison County toward Lexington. Richmond's about 34 minutes or so. Nicholasville 13. Frankfort will take 26 minutes. And no surprise coming in from Paris, about a 19-minute ride. Yes, and police are running radar on Paris Pike, by the way, this morning, so be extra careful through there. Now back to you in the studio. Don,
thank you so much, and indeed, everybody be careful, be ready for what could happen in this cold weather out there this morning. Our time this morning is coming up on 6:12. A lot more news on the way on your Wednesday.
We're following developing news out of Iran, where 10 U.S. Navy sailors have reportedly just been released.
The latest on that. Also, it was a close one for the Cats last night in Rupp Arena. Highlights of their win over Mississippi State. That's coming up in just a few minutes here on WKYT.
Welcome back in. It is 6:15 on your Wednesday morning, very cold Wednesday morning.
It is that. Be ready for the cold day ahead.
Well, the Kentucky Wildcats improved to 2-1 in SEC play with last night's win over Mississippi State.
But the Cats had to fight off a late Bulldog rally. It was ferocious. WKYT's Brian Milam shows us how the Cats got it done. Brian?
Good morning, everybody. It was a total mismatch on paper. Mississippi State and Kentucky. The Bulldogs can't win on the road, and Kentucky can't lose at home. So let's go to the highlights, because this game was a lot different than the highlights will show. Cats, they would fall behind 5-0. Isaiah Briscoe gets the steal in the layup. Jamal Murray open on the left wing. He had 11 points in the first 7 minutes of the game. The Cats would lead by 7, and they would lead throughout after that 5-0 hole. The slam here by Scalabissiere. He had 5 points. That made it a 4-point game. Derek Willis providing a spark off the bench. That's the second of 2 3-pointers. 39-31 Kentucky at the break. Second half, Cats do it again. Outside, Tyler Eulis wide open. The lead is 11. The lead would grow to 16 on this lob to Alex Poythress. In fact, the lead would be 21 points. Murray for 3. He had 5 of 11 from downtown. MSU, to their credit, they would rally late, but UK hits their free throws down the stretch and slips by the Dogs 80-74. A little bit later in sports, we'll have a complete recap from Rupp Arena. Back to you.
Brian, thank you so much. Developing news this morning. Iranian state television right now reporting that 10 U.S. sailors detained by Iran have been released. They were taken into custody yesterday in the Persian Gulf after drifting into Iranian waters. On Iranian television this morning, a top Revolutionary Guard general claimed the U.S. sailors acted unprofessionally. But again this morning, Iranian leaders say that they have determined that the sailors' entry into Iranian waters was not intentional and was due to mechanical difficulty, and they have been released.
Well, firefighters in California worked into the night to rescue a worker trapped in a sewer line at least 10 feet deep. They say a trench collapsed on him in Oakland yesterday afternoon, leaving him buried up to his chest. Crews had to shore up the trench to get him out safely. They say he appears to be okay. Well, the Rams are moving from St. Louis back to Los Angeles. NFL owners voted to allow the Rams to move to the new stadium. The San Diego Chargers will have an option to share the facility. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell says the Oakland Raiders, who also wanted to move, were left out of the deal, but could move to LA if San Diego does not.
The time this morning is 6:18 here on WKYT, and so far it's been a better week on Wall Street. Stocks are slowly making up for last week's massive losses. The Dow jumped 117 points on Tuesday, and the Nasdaq climbed by 48 points. Visa Checkout has added some big companies to its digital payment service, including the NFL Store and the Home Shopping Network. Consumers can shop and pay seamlessly through mobile apps and websites. Visa Checkout has more than 10 million users, making it the world's biggest payment network. Well, forget all the tea in China. How about all the Starbucks in China? The Seattle-based coffee chain says it is on track to open 500 stores in China this year. Starbucks expects to have a total of 3,400 stores there by 2019. Starbucks says China is now the company's second largest market and expects it to someday overtake the U.S. And the Powerball jackpot now at a record $1.5 billion. And if you've jumped into the lottery pool with your coworkers, experts hope that you laid out some ground rules for that. Forbes says to name a leader who is in charge of buying the tickets and keeping a list of everyone who gave money, and decide up front if you want to receive a lump sum or some money over time. So I don't know about the pot here, if folks have all those rules laid out yet. Maybe we need to get somebody involved in that, right?
Right. WKYT this morning is just getting started. Thanks for starting your morning off with us. A new report looks at the safety of driverless cars. In 6 minutes, will they be hitting the roads anytime soon?
Yeah, we're looking at these cold temperatures outside. That's what it's all about today. Tomorrow, get rid of the cold. We bring in some mild temperatures, and I'll have that in your forecast up next.
Good morning. Welcome back in. It is 6:23 on WKYT this morning.
Well, a man is dead after he was shot outside a Lexington McDonald's.
And that's what's trending at this hour. It is the fourth homicide in Lexington of the new year. The man was shot last night while in his car at Russell Cave and New Circle. The coroner identifies the victim as 23-year-old Timothy Brown Jr., and no arrests have been made.
Iranian state television reporting that 10 U.S. sailors detained by Iran have been released. The Revolutionary Guard says it's determined that their entry into Iranian waters was not intentional and was due to mechanical difficulty.
We're looking much better this morning than what we did yesterday morning. Yesterday morning at this time we had some snow flying around. It really built through the day. And look, we're going to be watching in toward the afternoon. Still very cold temperatures. However, we're getting these winds coming in from the south and the southwest later on today, and that's really going to help us out. We need it. It's 9 degrees right now in Frankfort, 7 in far northern Kentucky, 11 degrees there in Lexington and Mountain Parkway down towards Slade community. It's just a bitterly cold start. Guys, in toward the afternoon, we're going to be holding on to temperatures there at 27 degrees, still very chilly, mostly sunny skies and only a few clouds later on this afternoon. And our focus of the forecast actually is not about the cold. It's about the big temperature swing that's going to be moving upward. I'll show you that and how high we get coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Micah, thank you so much. We're ready for that cold coming up on 6:25.
Ready or not, it's here, right?
Whatever, you got to be ready. That's right. Okay, are we ready for self-driving cars?
I'm not.
That's been a big question, and now there's more and more trouble. Futuristic self-driving cars being tested on California roads have needed plenty of old-fashioned human intervention to stay safe.
Officials in California just released reports filed by 7 companies that received permission to test the prototype vehicles. Experts say that Google, whose cars drove the most by far, performed relatively well. The company said its cars needed safety-related help more than 300 times over about 425,000 miles. Google said 11 of those instances would have resulted in collisions and that its cars are not yet ready for the public.
Yeah, would say not.
Not too surprised about that one. Well, CBS Sports will unveil new technology for the network's broadcast of Super Bowl 50 next month.
Looking forward to that. A replay system will give viewers a 360-degree perspective. 36 cameras strung around the upper deck of Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California, can freeze the moment and revolve around the play. And for the first time in a Super Bowl, CBS will use 8 custom-molded pylons that house 16 cameras to film the goal lines and sidelines of both teams. You can see Super Bowl 50 coming up on February 7th. It will be right here on WKYT. Pressure on the refs now with that kind of perspective.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. All right, a man who Ohio police say sent them a selfie because he didn't like the mugshot that they were using has now been arrested in Florida.
Police say Donald Chip Pugh was arrested in Century, Florida, and is being held on another warrant out of Georgia. Ohio police say Pugh sent them a picture of himself in a sport coat and sunglasses. Yeah. There it is, along with a message stating, "Here is a better photo. That one is terrible." The police department has posted on its Facebook page a new mugshot of a smiling Pugh after his arrest in Florida. Wonder if he's smiling now.
Yeah, I don't know. Tell him that you don't get to send in a glamour shot.
Yeah, you know, he probably couldn't bring those trendy glasses with him into the slammer.
Wouldn't think so. All right, 6:27 in the morning on WKYT. We're glad you're with us. We have a lot more news coming right up.
When WKYT this morning returns, fire broke out at a popular but controversial animal sanctuary, killing dozens of animals.
And Friday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $22 million. Tonight's Powerball jackpot, let me say it, $1.5 billion. We're coming right back on WKYT this morning.